This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for building a cool-looking and professional website. So my videos are a lot about showing you homes that you can come and buy and live in, but every once in a while I like showing the results of people who have actually bought homes in the area and how that has changed their life. And that's today's episode in Nardo. I'm here with Logan and Bill,
Ciao.
who have moved here from the US. They're going to show us their home. We're going to have a quick lunch and hear a bit about their story. Bill and Logan traded Houston, Texas, population 2.3 million, for Nardo, Puglia, population 30,000. I'm always fascinated by these sell everything and move to Italy stories, but even more so when the couple is so young. So I needed to show you the impressive home they renovated, have them reveal the full costs, and hear their why. Do you mind revealing your ages for the people watching?
Yeah, so I'm 33.
And I'm 40, I just turned 47 on August 2nd.
Why did you choose to move to Italy?
So why did we basically uproot our lives and move to Italy from Houston, Texas? So I was a financial advisor at Charles Schwab, and you were a private banker at Morgan Stanley. So we had very high stress finance jobs. And we just thought a lot about a different life, not using our weekends to truly decompress from the craziness of the week, not waking up at 2 a.m. thinking about a client type of situation. And so we always kind of had this dream of we're going to move to Italy and it's just going to kind of be a reset. We're going to figure out what we really love to do and do it there. And then that dream kind of became a reality as we started figuring out where we wanted to buy a house and we started saving, and it was years and years in the making.
I would say also too, like it was we were searching for community and culture. We both had very successful careers. Money wasn't an issue, our jobs weren't an issue other than the stress that came with the work. But we knew we were missing something in terms of the community and the culture. And, in the United States, your average person, you kind of wake up in the morning, you get in a car, you commute, you go into an office, and then you're in an office, you get back in a car, and then you go back home. You're kind of all in your little bubbles in a way. Right. And that's one thing that's really different about living here versus the US, in that, we go out and we go to the grocery store, we're gonna get stopped like 3 or 4 times by people that we know, right. And we're gonna have a conversation. So it's kind of like, I would say one of the big overarching themes, and you touched on it, was work-life balance. You only live once, why not make the most of it? Every one of us needs to work, but you need to live, you need to enjoy life. It wasn't something that we did like spur of the moment, it was years in the making process. So it really started about, I would say, 4 or 5 years ago, where we kind of narrowed down that, we could do this. And then it became where are we going to live? And in Italy. And that's where you kind of came into the picture. We just happened to stumble upon your videos, your first videos you did in Nardo. And just the way, the place looked, it reminded us a lot of like the combination of like the Middle East and the Mediterranean, the stone, the Lecce stone, the beach, the culture. We just kind of knew that this was the place. And then we literally just booked a trip, and then that was that.
Yeah, and the rest is kind of history.
So you're also thinking about moving to Italy as a digital nomad, but worried about how to reach your clients from abroad. That's where today's sponsor, Squarespace, an all-in-one website building platform, comes in clutch. The thing about Squarespace is that you don't need to be a web designer to build a beautiful website. With their state-of-the-art Blueprint AI, you're guided through the process step by step. It creates a website based on your business and the features you need to connect with your clients. And the result is both easy to use and great to look at. You can then easily make it your own by choosing your colors and fonts or adding your own photos with a simple drag and drop. And if you sell products or services, Squarespace also lets you set up your own online store. So head to squarespace.com/JustDreamItaly for a 14-day free trial. And when you're ready to publish your website or domain, use my code JustDreamItaly to get 10% off your first purchase.
Hey Marco, welcome to our crib. Come on in. So we purchased this house in 2024, had it completely redone. So we'll try to give you a tour of how it used to be and kind of the changes that we made. So you walk in and this is our dining room. We have a balcony that goes out here. Right as someone's honking. So this is actually an old Roman road. And if you go, I don't know, just 2 or 3 blocks that way, you are in Centro Storico behind those trees. And then this right here, as you can see, kind of rectangled off, this actually used to be a wall. So everything used to be very compartmentalized. This room in here was actually another living room. And the kitchen was through a door behind what is now the fridge. So us and our architect kind of worked through how to make this livable. So we blew out this wall and made this the kitchen. So we added the island and made this room now the kitchen. Has a great amount of natural light from the windows. Our oven's over here.
So you have an island, which is amazing.
Yes, it's not common in Italy to have an island. And then this, where the kitchen is, this wall was actually completely added because this room used to be another living room. If we go back here, this whole section back here was added. So you can come on through.
So what do we have? This is the
This is the guest full bath. So this bathroom was completely brand new, completely added.
Okay.
And it's a shower, a toilet, and a sink, and a handheld bidet. And then through here, this used to be the kitchen. We used to have a full wood burning oven and everything. And this is now our main guest suite. So, you know, we have the window that goes into like the interior courtyard, high ceilings, and then to this corner right here, that used to be the door, and this used to be the kitchen.
So you guys changed a lot with the layout.
We changed a lot with the layout to make it more livable. And we think the best part about this area is that actually, I'm gonna close you off, Marco.
Okay.
But when we have guests, you know, you have your own little like wing, your own little part.
That is cool.
So it's very quiet.
Can you tell me about these doors? These are beautiful doors.
Thank you. Yeah, so these are actually the original doors that came with the house. They were dark brown, and our architect Elio wanted to save them and basically re-salvage them. So they were, you know, sanded, painted, and reinstalled.
Okay.
So it's the original doors with the house.
How about the floor? So this is the new floor that you put in?
This is the new floor. This is a tile from Spain. They're big pieces, which we really like. And another thing our architect did, which we love, we have this tile in the shower, in the guest bedroom, and in our master bath.
Okay.
So
it's coherent throughout the property. Yeah.
And it's, I don't know much about the tile other than it's from Spain. And then this is our living room. Our doggy named Ansu.
How's Ansu doing in Italy? Good?
He's loving it. He's thriving. He's getting so much attention. And this room actually has star vaults. So our architect, great idea again, because that's what he does. The lighting here is perfect. He wanted to shine up the vaults as opposed to having a chandelier in the middle.
Right.
In the living room, which we absolutely love. And this room was basically how it is, right? Nothing was really changed. It was a bedroom originally, yeah. And then if we come through here, it's kind of a lot of doors. But this actually through here used to be a half bath.
Okay.
It is now a laundry room. So, let me turn the light on.
So practical space.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a laundry room. Let's not despise our laundry rooms.
Okay, and then through here is our bedroom.
Wow.
Yeah, so obviously, selfishly, our favorite part of our house. I don't know how tall the star vaults are, but they're tall and they're beautiful and we love them. And again, we really didn't have to do a whole lot of restructuring in this room. We, obviously installed this beautiful chandelier. We installed AC in every room, but really this is how the layout was. We just had everything painted this light gray to really show the dimension and the difference between the star vaults. But yeah, we love this. We love our bedroom.
And so this is the heating cooling system, right?
Heating, cooling. It's a heat pump and it does AC through cold pump. I don't know the right terminology. But yes, it does heating and cooling. And then if we come through here.
Okay.
This is our bath, and this is where you'll see that tile again, right over here.
So this is a suite. You have
An ensuite, yeah.
an ensuite, yeah.
So this, when we first bought the house, it was 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Now it's, well, no, I guess it was actually 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Now it's 3-bedroom, 3-bath.
Okay.
So, basically we have a big shower, toilet, bidet, a nice vanity.
And nice tiles on the walls, these kind of horizontal.
Yeah, we love these.
Rectangular ones.
They're matte, they go with everything. We really, really like them. And he actually lowered the ceilings in the bathroom so that we could have this lighting up here behind the shower. So we kind of feel like we have our own little spa.
Beautiful.
But we really, really like it.
Nice. I love the shower head coming down from the ceiling.
Yes, the rain, I think it's called rain shower.
Rain shower. But then you have the nozzle on the wall and a very big shower plate. So it takes up this whole.
Yeah, we wanted a big shower plate. We wanted a big shower. That was one thing that I feel like a lot of Italian houses have those really small showers. We wanted something bigger. So.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, and now we can go upstairs. Okay, up we go.
Up we go. Let's see the stairs. Beautiful stairs. I love the stone.
Thank you. These were actually original with the house. All right. So we were very lucky. This area was already tiled. So really what we did is we just enhanced it. So we painted the walls white, redid the leche stone, added this sink situation. So we kind of have like outdoor living.
Okay.
And then if you look right there, that's an old church.
Oh yeah,
in the
look
center.
At that. Yep.
And then another really cool part about this house is that there is a rooftop casita. So we use this as kind of like our office. We have this trundle bed here for if we have guests that want to stay up here, but there's a full bath in here. AC, obviously. And we have this little casita up here.
Nice little office space, right?
Mm-hmm. And then a full bath. And it's nice when we're up on the terrace, having an aperitivo, you can just use the bathroom.
You can use the bathroom, you don't have to go downstairs.
You don't have to go all the way down the stairs.
Wow.
But yeah, it's incredible.
Gorgeous. You have a shower there. Oop, if I can peek in. Complete bathroom on your rooftop.
Totally.
Amazing.
And then if we go, I'll show you the other part of the terrace. There are
Okay.
so many. I don't know how to turn that off. If you go left, where we have all of our clothespins.
So all of this rooftop terrace is yours. It's not even just this
No, it's all
space
ours.
over here. It's all this. Wow.
And I mean, we're not going to jump a wall to get down there, but technically that too. But this is where we hang our clothes. You can see, I mean, it's a very clear day. You can see all the way out. But we love, if you come over here, you know, you can really see all the way into the center over here. And then you can see this Roman road is straight all the way down.
Amazing.
And you get a good breeze up here too.
How far are you from the beach?
About 12 minutes by car.
Okay.
So it's perfect. And then we're about 3 minutes into the center, and then to get into Palazzo Salandra, it's about 7-minute walk.
7-minute walk. Real easy.
Super easy. So yeah, we love it. We feel we're in the perfect area, and we have this beautiful terrace and the pergola. Yeah.
Do you remember the asking price and the closing price for the property?
Yes.
Yes. So the asking price was 130. We closed on 120,000 euro.
Okay. And how much square meterage? What was
150 square meters.
150 square meters.
Yes.
And that includes our terrace, which is another, selling point. I mean,
Right.
Well, it doesn't include it in the square footage. but
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So the full process from making the offer on the home and having key in hand, your home is finished. It's like a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Year and a
Year
yeah.
and a half. Okay. It costs you 130, no,
120.
120 for the home. How much was the renovation?
We originally were trying to spend somewhere in the vicinity of 50 to 70,000 euros for the renovation. But then as we went along, we made additional changes to the property, added a pergola, for example. That wasn't actually kind of in our plans. The final budget came in, including VAT, 130,000 euros.
Okay.
So all in 250.
250.
Yeah.
250 for everything, and you ended up with your dream home
I know.
in Italy, the way you wanted it,
It's perfect.
and it's a beautiful home.
And
Yep.
it's air conditioned.
And you have AC.
Full house, AC throughout the house.
Yeah. Tell me about finding this home. What was that process like? I mean, we obviously worked together to find it, right?
Right.
But what were you looking for in a home? What was your budget,
Okay.
and how did you find this one?
I mean, the key word is what you said, was finding a home. That was the number one priority. We're young. We want to eventually have a family. We may want to have a child. So number one priority was we wanted to find a place that was a home.
Our budget was, we didn't want to go over 150,000 euro. In my eyes, I wanted something turnkey. I didn't want to have to do a bunch of work, neither did you. But then you actually sent us this property, and we walked by it a couple times before we toured it. And we walked in, and probably within 5 seconds, I was like, this is it. This is the one. We're going to buy it. And we knew it was a project, which is everything against what we said we wanted to do.
Yeah, we did not want to do a renovation, and
But
we
we
were
did.
scared because everyone's going to be scared of renovating,
Right.
especially if you live in the United States and you're doing a renovation across the world.
In a different language,
In a different language.
currency, sending wires, which is scary.
All that's scary. All that is scary, and you try to avoid it as much as possible. But we looked really at the layout, and we knew that working with a good architect, that we could transform this place and make it a livable, functional home.
And so what are you guys doing now? Because obviously you're still like, what's the plan moving forward? Because you've moved here, you were working in the U.S.,
Yep.
you sold everything in the U.S., and now you have this new life in Italy. What are the priorities now, and what's the project moving forward?
Priority number 1 is learning the language as efficiently as possible. And priority number 2 is really getting embedded in the community more. And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the language, right?
Right.
Because there's only so much you can connect with people. And then when it comes time to actually talk about things, you can't, you can't say anything, you're stuck.
Yeah.
And then I think for us, it's really figuring out what we are passionate about, what we really want to do. And then, we'd love to work for ourselves.
Yeah.
There aren't really a whole lot of jobs down here anyways.
We have no desire to retire at all.
We're on like a temporary hiatus,
This
I
is a
would
temporary
say.
hiatus right now. I would say like step one is assimilation, but then step two is like we do have some ideas of a business that we do want to start. We want to be self-employed, and that kind of goes full dovetail into why Italy as well, because there's the overhead here. There's no other better time for us to start a business at our age, being young, than here. Our overhead is zero practically, right? We have our house paid for.
Right.
I don't have to worry about a mortgage. I have to worry about house insurance. My car, paid for. Everything is
No
paid
property
for.
taxes, you
No
live in a
property
house.
taxes,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
There's no other better time to start a business, being self-employed and try to do things and take risk than in this type of environment.
Right.
And in addition to it, obviously people know about Italy and their desire to attract people and their desire to stimulate growth. And there's a lot of they call them tax schemes, and I know like Americans have issues with like saying scheme, but that's what they call them, literally tax schemes. But there's a lot of incentives here that are built into the system that kind of promote you to start your own business.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
And a lot of times you can start a business here. In the first 5 years, you're going to be paying a whopping 5% income tax.
It's incredible. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, there's the forfait of flat tax of 5% within the first 5 years of starting
a business,
a small business. Yeah.
Which again
is incredible.
You can't do that in there's a lot of benefits to the United States, tons. We love it. We love everything about the United States. Open up LLCs, things of that nature. You can do that in a drop of a hat.
You can open up a bank account.
Yeah, you can open a bank account in the United States like that. That was one thing that was a little challenging here.
Now, how about like practically? So I know a lot of people dream like, oh, let me just sell it all and move to Italy, Spain, Portugal, Mexico, whatever. But you also have to have like a practical route of making that happen. So first of all, like bureaucratically, and then second of all, you have to have the means to do it, right? So can you kind of like walk me through like how that process looked for you guys?
Yes. So what did the process look like of moving here from a practical standpoint? I am actually a dual citizen of the United States and Germany. So I was able to obtain that January of 2021, or no, April, doesn't matter the month. But essentially that kind of got our wheels turning, in the fact that I could live there. I could live anywhere in the EU legally forever. It's basically the same as me moving from Texas to Washington. I did have to prove that I had enough money to support myself, and I had health insurance and a place to live. Where Billy, on the other hand, he was able to obtain his Carta di Soggiorno through me as an EU citizen through the spousal. So that was a huge benefit for us. And then financially, we just saved for a really, really long time. We knew this was our goal. We saved, like you kind of alluded to earlier, we worked really hard. We had really good jobs where we were able to kind of save more, I guess. And then we sold our house. We sold everything on Facebook Marketplace. You'd be surprised what people are willing to buy. I mean, he thought I was crazy at first, but there were strangers at our house every day buying random stuff. But all of those, $20 whatever you're selling, it does add up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then really, I think the biggest hurdle was figuring out how to get from Texas to
The
Italy.
logistics of it.
Yeah, the logistics of that.
I would say like the one thing I would add on is like, again, it isn't something that you can do like, I'm gonna sell everything and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move to Italy, Spain, or whatever it is. I mean, it was a multi-year process.
Right.
And if I was to provide any recommendations to people, I would say like once you made that decision that you do want to try this lifestyle of assimilating to a new culture, moving outside the U.S. Give yourself years to do that. The first thing is you want to have put as much money aside as you possibly can. Just save, because obviously when you get to the location, money's going to go out the door. You're going to have to do renovations or you have to buy furniture. People forget all about that, about buying furniture. You sell everything in the United States. you need to buy everything back,
Right.
Your electronics do not work here,
Right.
so you have to go buy all kind of new things, so on and so forth. If you're a permanent resident, you want a car, you have cash set aside for that because you're not going to be able to, apply for financing and stuff. So give yourself time, like years, 2 to 3 years, to save up as much as possible to have kind of like your war chest. And also, and I cannot stress this enough, if you want to buy something, buy it way before the departure date, way before. Buy it early. If the property is done and you're not ready for that departure date, you can always rent it out. You can do Airbnb. You can use it as a summer home or a vacation home, whatever it may be. But it's already done. You already have kind of like your escape plan already completed. Yeah. And that way the logistics and everything of going over there is that much sooner, or that much easier than just, flying by the seat of your pants and, doing everything at once.
We kind of did that.
I mean, that was the one thing
advice for others considering doing the same.